If you had walked into a small village in Okinawa today, you'd see something truly remarkable: men and women in their 80s, even 90s, walking to the market, laughing with friends, tending to their gardens with calm, steady hands. They move slower, yes, but with a kind of grace and energy that many in the West have long forgotten. Japan is one of the few places on Earth where living past 90, even 100, isn't considered rare. The world looks to them and asks, what's their secret? Most people think it's all about what they eat: the fish, the green tea, the seaweed. But here's the truth few ever talk about: it's also about what they don't eat. Japanese elders have quietly avoided certain foods for generations, foods that Western seniors consume almost every day. Not realizing these innocent-looking choices are silently speeding up aging, stiffening joints, weakening muscles, and fogging the brain. Modern science now confirms what Japanese tradition has practiced for centuries. Studies show that avoiding just 6 of these common foods can reduce inflammation, protect your heart, and extend your healthy lifespan by up to 25%. That's not magic, that's mindful living. And that's exactly what we'll uncover today on Senior Health Over 60, your trusted space for learning how to stay strong, active, and independent beyond 60. We'll go through the 6 everyday foods Japanese elders refuse to eat and the scientific proof behind their choices. But be warned, food number 2 might shock you. It's still promoted as healthy in the West, but a major Japanese study linked it to nearly an 80% higher risk of sudden death in older adults. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. What's one food you eat often that you secretly suspect might be hurting your health? Drop it in the comments below. I read and reply to each one personally because your stories help others, too. Now, let's begin with the first food Japanese elders never touch and why avoiding it could add years of strength to your life. When I first visited Japan years ago, one thing instantly caught my attention: bread was nowhere near as common as in the West. Most elders preferred small bowls of rice, miso soup, and vegetables instead of toast or sandwiches. At first, it seemed like a simple cultural difference. But as I looked deeper, the science behind it was eye-opening. White bread, something many seniors in the West enjoy for breakfast every morning, has quietly become one of the biggest enemies of longevity. Why? Because it looks harmless but behaves in the body like pure sugar. Once you hit your 60s, your body becomes less efficient at processing glucose. Every slice of white bread causes a rapid spike in blood sugar, followed by an equally fast crash, leaving you tired, foggy, and craving more. Over time, these sugar spikes damage blood vessels, stiffen arteries, and accelerate aging in the muscles and skin. In contrast, Japanese elders understand the power of steady energy. Instead of refined flour, they choose whole grains, sweet potatoes, or barley, foods that release energy slowly, keep blood sugar stable, and protect the brain from oxidative stress. A 2021 study in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that adults over 65 who replaced refined carbs with complex grains showed 30% better muscle retention and significantly lower inflammation markers. That means more strength, fewer falls, and sharper focus, all from a simple shift at the breakfast table. And it's not just about blood sugar. White bread also lacks fiber, vitamins, and minerals, the very nutrients your muscles and joints depend on for repair and recovery. Japanese elders often say, food should build you, not break you, and that's a principle worth living by. So the next time you reach for that slice of white toast, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this feeding my body or aging it? Try swapping your morning bread for a bowl of warm oats or a small serving of barley rice. Within weeks, you'll feel the difference: steadier energy, better digestion, and maybe even a little more lightness in your step. And if you've already made this change, tell me below in the comments, what's your go-to healthy breakfast? Your story might inspire someone else in our Senior Health Over 60 community today. It looks so innocent, but behaves like sugar. For many seniors, corn feels like a harmless comfort, golden, soft, and sweet. It shows up in soups, side dishes, and even popcorn during TV time. But in Japan, elders who live well into their 90s rarely touch it. They understand something most of us don't. Corn may look natural, yet inside your body, it acts almost exactly like refined sugar. Here's the science behind it. Corn is extremely high in starch and has a glycemic index nearly as high as white bread. That means it raises your blood sugar within minutes, sending your insulin levels soaring and your energy crashing. For adults over 60, whose metabolism naturally slows down, these repeated spikes create a perfect storm for fatigue, weight gain, and insulin resistance. But the real danger isn't just fresh corn, it's what corn becomes. In much of the Western world, corn is processed into high-fructose corn syrup HFCS, a cheap sweetener hiding in sodas, cereals, bread, salad dressings, and even healthy granola bars. Studies from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition show that diets high in corn syrup dramatically increase the risk of fatty liver disease, heart disease, and cognitive decline. For seniors, that means more inflammation, weaker circulation, and faster aging of the brain and joints. Kenji, a 72-year-old retired factory worker from Osaka, learned this lesson the hard way. For years, he enjoyed buttered popcorn every evening, believing it was lighter than sweets. But gradually, his blood sugar rose, his knees began to ache, and he started forgetting small things. When his doctor suggested cutting out corn and HFCS, Kenji reluctantly agreed. Within 2 months, he lost 6 pounds, his morning stiffness disappeared, and his focus returned. "I didn't realize how much my food was slowing me down," he said. Japanese elders take no such risks. Instead of corn-heavy snacks, they choose miso soup, fermented soy, and root vegetables, foods that keep blood sugar steady and support long-term vitality. So before you grab that healthy snack or pour a sweetened drink, take a moment to read the label. Corn may be hiding there in the form of syrup, starch, or oil. Have you ever checked how many foods in your pantry contain corn syrup? You might be surprised, and your next shopping trip could add years of better energy and sharper health. They feel soft, warm, and safe, but for seniors over 60, mashed potatoes are quietly stealing strength from the heart. For many older adults, mashed potatoes are a comfort from childhood, easy to chew, easy to digest, and emotionally soothing. Yet Japanese elders, famous for their longevity and steady circulation even in their 80s, rarely eat them. They know something that most of us overlook. Once boiled and mashed, potatoes turn into pure sugar for the bloodstream. Here's the science. Potatoes already rank high on the glycemic index, meaning they convert quickly into glucose. But when mashed, their structure breaks down even further, causing blood sugar to spike within minutes. For seniors whose metabolism and insulin sensitivity are already declining, this spike is dangerous. It stresses the pancreas, stiffens the arteries, and fuels chronic inflammation. A major study from Harvard University, published in the British Medical Journal, found that older adults who ate mashed or baked potatoes more than 4 times per week had a 33% higher risk of high blood pressure compared to those who ate them less often. Then there's the hidden damage. Mashed potatoes are rarely eaten plain. They're often loaded with butter, cream, or gravy, which adds saturated fats and salt. Together, this creates the perfect recipe for clogged arteries and stiff joints, 2 of the most common causes of fatigue and limited mobility in older adults. Take Aiko, a 70-year-old grandmother from Kyoto. She loved visiting her son in the US, especially during Thanksgiving, when she'd indulge in creamy mashed potatoes with gravy. After a few weeks, she noticed her ankles swelling and her energy fading. When her doctor back home advised her to return to her traditional diet of rice, fish, and vegetables, her swelling disappeared and her blood pressure normalized. "I didn't realize my comfort food was hurting me," she shared. Japanese elders instead favor sweet potatoes, taro, and capica squash, foods rich in fiber, antioxidants, and slow-burning energy. These nourish circulation, stabilize blood sugar, and help maintain flexibility in muscles and joints. So next time you crave comfort, remember, what feels soothing in the moment can quietly strain your heart over time. Have you ever noticed your energy dip or your ankles swell after a comfort meal? It might not be age, it might be your mashed potatoes. It looks so harmless, a banana with breakfast, maybe after a walk. But for seniors over 60, this healthy habit may quietly drain energy instead of giving it. Bananas are soft, convenient, and often marketed as one of the best fruits for seniors. But here's the truth Japanese elders have known for decades: bananas behave like sugar in the body. Each medium banana packs around 14 grams of sugar, and with age, our bodies lose the ability to handle sugar efficiently. What used to give a quick boost now triggers energy crash, weight gain, and blood pressure spikes. A study in the Journal of Nutrition and Healthy Aging found that seniors who regularly ate high glycemic fruits like bananas had a 21% higher risk of metabolic syndrome, a cluster of conditions that raise the chance of heart disease, diabetes, and memory decline. Take Masao, a 73-year-old carpenter from Nagasaki. He thought bananas were helping him stay active, eating one every morning before work. Over the years, his waistline thickened, his energy dropped by midday, and his blood pressure crept up. After his doctor advised switching to oranges and persimmons, both lower glycemic fruits, Masao felt steadier and sharper within just 3 months. "I never thought a fruit could make me feel so tired," he said. There's another hidden issue: potassium overload. While potassium is essential, too much can be dangerous for seniors taking heart or blood pressure medication. It can strain the kidneys or even trigger irregular heartbeats. That's why Japanese elders prefer natural, balanced mineral sources like seaweed and leafy greens, rather than relying on bananas for potassium. And finally, bananas lack the protective antioxidants that fruits like berries, citrus, or apples offer. Berries, for example, are rich in anthocyanins that protect the brain, while citrus fruits deliver vitamin C to support immunity and collagen for skin. Bananas, in contrast, offer quick sugar and little defense against the oxidative stress that accelerates aging. Japanese elders rarely include bananas in their traditional meals. They choose fruits that stabilize blood sugar, not spike it, helping them stay mentally sharp and physically strong well into their 80s and 90s. So next time you reach for a banana, remember, sometimes the foods marketed as healthy can quietly steal your vitality. Have you noticed feeling tired after eating sweet fruits? Try switching to berries or citrus for a week and share your experience in the comments below. Your story might inspire another senior to take back their health. It's colorful, it's soft, and it looks harmless, but few seniors realize that eggplant can quietly weaken muscles and stiffen joints. At Senior Health Over 60, we've met many older adults who thought they were eating healthy, until their knees began to ache and their grip weakened. So what's going on? Eggplant belongs to the nightshade family, the same group as potatoes, tomatoes, and peppers. These plants contain alkaloids, natural compounds that can trigger inflammation in sensitive individuals. For aging bodies already struggling with arthritis or muscle weakness, that's a recipe for pain. A study in the Journal of Clinical Rheumatology found that seniors who regularly consumed nightshades experienced up to 28% more joint pain and stiffness than those who didn't. Researchers believe alkaloids like solanine interfere with nerve signals and worsen inflammation, especially in older adults. Meet Kyoko, a 69-year-old retired kimono maker from Okinawa. She loved eggplant stir-fried with oil, soft, flavorful, and easy to chew. But over time, her fingers grew stiff and her knees began to swell. After switching to green vegetables and root-based soups, her pain subsided. "I thought it was age catching up," she said, "but it was really my food." That's the hidden danger. Eggplant doesn't just inflame at joints. It's also low in protein and essential minerals, nutrients that seniors need to rebuild strength and protect bone density. And when it's fried or grilled the most common ways it's cooked, it soaks up oil like a sponge, adding unhealthy fats that clog arteries and stress the heart. In Japan, elders who value healthy aging avoid these traps. They focus instead on foods that nourish from the inside out: leafy greens, carrots, pumpkin, and seaweed, ingredients rich in antioxidants, calcium, and vitamin K2. These not only fight inflammation, but also strengthen bones and circulation naturally. At Senior Health Over 60, we've seen it again and again. When seniors reduce nightshades like eggplant, they move easier, feel lighter, and sleep better. It's not magic, it's just understanding how food chemistry interacts with an aging body. So before you toss another slice of grilled eggplant onto your plate, pause and ask, is this food truly helping me age stronger or slowly wearing me down? If this insight surprised you, hit like and share your thoughts in the comments below. Have you noticed joint stiffness or swelling after certain meals? Your story could help someone else discover their path to pain-free aging. And don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health Over 60 for more science-backed tips to stay strong, sharp, and independent for life. For decades, we were told that milk meant strong bones and a long life. Drink your milk, they said, and we believed it, but now, science says otherwise. At Senior Health Over 60, we've seen the shocking truth. For many people over 60, milk does the exact opposite. It weakens the bones, inflames the body, and shortens lifespan. Why? Because as we age, our bodies naturally produce less lactase, the enzyme that digests milk sugar lactose. By the time you reach 60, more than half of adults worldwide are lactose intolerant to some degree. That means milk no longer nourishes, it bloats, cramps, and inflames. A landmark study published in the British Medical Journal tracked over 100,000 men and women for more than a decade. Those who drank multiple glasses of milk daily had a 60% higher risk of hip fractures and a 15% higher risk of early death. Researchers discovered that galactose, a sugar found in milk, increases oxidative stress and chronic inflammation, two of the main drivers of aging. Take Haruto, a 72-year-old retiree from Tokyo. He drank milk nightly, believing it was keeping his bones strong. But over time, he felt constant bloating, joint stiffness, and fatigue. When his doctor reviewed his bone scan, he was shocked. Bone density was declining. After switching to calcium-rich foods like tofu, seaweed, and sardines, staples in the Japanese diet, his digestion improved and his strength returned within months. That's because the true foundation of healthy aging isn't found in a carton. It's built from natural foods packed with magnesium, vitamin K2, and plant-based calcium, nutrients that strengthen bones without inflammation. Milk can also cause other hidden issues for seniors. The casein proteins in dairy increase mucus buildup, making breathing harder for those with asthma or COPD. And the saturated fats in full-fat milk quietly raise cholesterol and increase stroke risk by up to 24% in older adults, according to research in Circulation. It's no wonder that Japanese elders, who live longer and stronger than anyone, rarely drink milk. Instead, they rely on traditional foods that heal: miso soup, natto, leafy greens, and mineral-rich fish. Their secret isn't avoiding calcium, it's choosing the right source of it. At Senior Health Over 60, we believe knowledge only matters when you take action. So tonight, ask yourself, do I really need milk? Or are there better choices waiting in my kitchen? If this video opened your eyes, give it a like and share it with a friend who still believes milk is the secret to strength. And before you go, comment below, which of these healthy foods surprised you the most today? Your story might inspire another senior to make a change. and that single choice could add years of strength and independence to their life. Don't forget to subscribe to Senior Health Over 60, where we turn everyday habits into powerful tools for healthy aging. When you look at the world's longest living people, from Okinawa to the mountain villages of Nagano, you notice something remarkable. They don't chase trends, they don't count calories. They simply choose foods that heal and quietly avoid the ones that harm. Every single meal is a message to your body. You are either rebuilding or breaking down. The 6 foods we've uncovered today, from white bread and corn to mashed potatoes, bananas, eggplant, and milk, are not just comfort foods. For many seniors, they are silent thieves of strength, energy, and independence. But the good news is this: your next choice can rewrite your story. Because healthy aging isn't luck, it's awareness put into action. You don't have to move to Japan or start over from scratch. Just swap one thing tonight. Replace the empty calories with nourishment. Choose the foods that protect your heart, feed your muscles, and keep your mind sharp. At Senior Health Over 60, we believe that every senior deserves to live strong, walk steady, and wake up each day with energy that lasts. This isn't about restriction, it's about freedom. Freedom from pain, fatigue, and fear of decline. So let me ask you, which of these 6 foods will you start avoiding first? Drop your answer in the comments, because your story might be the one that inspires someone else to take that first step. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to Senior Health Over 60. Together, we're not just adding years to life, we're adding life to those years. Remember, the power isn't in a pill, it's on your plate. And it starts with the choice you make tonight.